Nagaraju has said that India needs to consider new bank licenses to achieve the goal of becoming a developed nation by 2047. He expects large NBFCs and small finance banks to graduate to universal banks. Sapna Das joins us now with more. Sapna, take us through what the Financial Services Secretary has said.
Well, absolutely. So if you look at the, the announcements in the context of the data, the numbers that will be required by 2047. So of course, economy at a size $30 trillion, that's one. However, to service this kind of an economy, a $40 trillion size credit flow is going to be required. And for that, the capital requirement of the banks is going to go up hugely. So say around $4 trillion to $5 trillion odd is being estimated by the government itself in terms of what the capital requirements will be to service a $30 trillion economy, also with the credit size of around $40 trillion. Those are the kind of numbers that we're talking about. So to achieve all of that, basically, a couple of things are required. Of course, a possible change in the bank licensing policy of Reserve Bank of India. The last one, on-tap licensing policy, came up in 2016. Earlier also, we had heard from sources in the government that possibly some kind of tweaks, some kind of changes are likely to be made by the GOI to RBI. Now we're given to understand from, sources that possibly that work is already underway and some kind of a draft paper will come out on this front. Wherein it may be possible that the regulator will talk about consolidating and rationalizing the current banking policy. So from that perspective, the Secretary has clarified that new bank licenses will be definitely required at least for 2047. That's one. Second, also, 2 to 3 ways that you can look at in terms of how to get, newer banks or maybe bigger banks or scale them up. So basically, there are a large number of NBFCs in India, and some of the larger NBFCs probably, would be allowed to graduate to a universal bank. The similar thing can be said about this small finance bank ecosystem as well. Now, of course, these are long-term goals. We're talking of something 21, 22 odd years down the line. Who knows what the economy is going to be, how these numbers are all going to look like. But if you look broadly at the kind of statements that have been coming out from the government, including what the finance minister had told you in terms of, the need for amalgamation and the need for a bit of a dynamic ecosystem as far as India's banking sector is concerned. So I think all of these aspects are under works, and we have to keep a close watch as to how the announcements pan out.
Yes, Sapna, many thanks for